Welcome back. An early return to Earth. NASA calling the SpaceX Crew-11 home from the International Space Station months ahead of schedule in the first ever medical evacuation. Joining me now is the NASA Administrator, Jared Isaacman. Jared, great to have you. Welcome.
Oh, it's great to be here. Thanks for having me on the show.
And congratulations. You were just confirmed a little over 3 weeks ago. You already have a lot on your plate, which I want to get to. I want to talk about the president's top priorities for NASA. But first, let's talk about this breaking news. What can you tell us about this emergency evacuation of those astronauts?
Well, first and foremost, I mean, this is exactly what, the bright minds at NASA prepare for all the time. I mean, we train for this type of a situation. And when it developed, everybody has executed exactly as you would expect. So that goes from the controllers that are in mission control in Houston, our flight surgeons and doctors, and especially the crew in orbit at the International Space Station. So a medical situation did develop. The simple reality is that being in space, the harsh environment that exists in microgravity is not great on the human body. We've done a fantastic job over 25 years caring for our astronauts in space, but certain things can happen. Now, I will say Crew-11 has done an incredible job. They completed almost all of their mission objectives. They were due to come home in a matter of weeks anyway. So the smart thing to do here is bring them home early and then prepare our next crew, which was scheduled to launch in mid-February, and see if we have an opportunity to move up their timelines.
So is everyone okay?
Absolutely. Our astronaut is in stable condition right now. The crew are all in great spirits. They're doing exactly what they trained for. And I can tell you, before you ever send an astronaut in space, they run simulations like this with our ground team dozens of times. So everyone was incredibly well prepared. Our astronaut is safe, healthy. We're going to get our crew home, and then we'll get our next crew up there shortly.
President Trump is putting U.S. leadership front and center in the race against their adversaries, particularly in space. You are overhauling 70-year-old facilities and positioning America to be the first country to land an astronaut on Mars. You've only been in the role for about a month, but I want to get your take on top priorities because we've covered space a lot. I have done a number of specials on this. And my question for you is, tell us about securing space. I recognize that space is really important because it's a national security issue. It's where our satellites are.
Well, space certainly is a national security issue. The high ground has always mattered throughout human history. We have a president, and President Trump, who knows that and appreciates it. President Trump created the Space Force during his first term specifically to have a dedicated team of warfighters that are capable of protecting that ultimate high ground. President Trump also appreciates the peaceful exploration for science and discovery in space. That's why he created the Artemis program during his first term, which was committing American astronauts to return to the moon. And now recently he established a national space policy that says not only will we go back to the moon, but we're going to build a moon base. We're going back to stay. We're going to build the infrastructure on the moon to realize its scientific, economic, and national security potential and do the other things. The president said we have to invest in nuclear power and propulsion in space to set up for future giant leaps to Mars and beyond. The president said we need an orbital economy in space so that space is not perpetually funded by taxpayers. And the president said we need to increase the rate of world-changing science and discovery, more telescopes, more rovers on Mars and beyond.
That is incredible. And as you said, going back to the moon for the first time in more than 50 years is incredible. Artemis II set to launch next month. Can you walk us through how critical the mission is, what you're hoping to achieve by that?
Absolutely. So as you pointed out, Artemis II is, months away from embarking on a truly extraordinary voyage. So not only will this mission return NASA astronauts to the lunar environment, we're sending them farther into space than we've ever sent humans before. So this is a very important 10-day mission. It's going to be a flight test of our new vehicle, so the SLS rocket, the Orion spacecraft. It's going to stress and test all of our important systems to set up for future missions. Because Artemis II is the next episode up. The ones that come after that are going to be the American astronauts return to the lunar surface. Ideally, they've got the start of a moon base waiting for them already. And then we're going to continue those type of missions with increased rate, well into the future.
That's incredible, really incredible. Tell us what you have learned in terms of what our adversaries are doing. Why is China in this race into space with the United States right now?
Well, I think our geopolitical rivals certainly realize the importance of the high ground of space. Now, there are absolutely national security implications in space. I think we can all appreciate that. But there's also the secrets of the universe that we're all pursuing right now. Now, some of them could be about expanding our knowledge on specific subjects, but there's also economic implications. When we go to the moon, there is the potential to mine some of the resources within the lunar regolith. There's opportunity to mine helium-3, which could ultimately be a more efficient source of fusion power here on Earth. Obviously, sources of energy have been important in our foreign policy for a very long time. So we don't want to, we can't afford to get that wrong or come in second place. And obviously, our rivals know that. And I will say, it is absolutely a race. If we look back in the 1960s, America achieved the near impossible. We sent our astronauts to the moon, and we returned them safely to Earth. And it turned out we had quite a bit of margin, schedule margin, against our competitor, the Soviet Union. I don't think we have that kind of margin right now. It's imperative, and President Trump knows this, that we concentrate our resources, everything we've got at NASA, our talent, the financial resources, our technical capabilities, to ensure we return to the moon before our arrival and establish that enduring presence.
I love it. Thanks very much for all you're doing, Jared. We'll be watching your work and certainly your leadership. I so appreciate you joining us this weekend. Thank you.